Drewski McGillicuddy's The Man Without a Face movie review. Hey everybody, it's Drewski McGillicuddy, and I literally just got done watching The Man Without a Face, so I want to talk about it while it's fresh in my mind, because I haven't seen this movie in what seems like 20 years. Man, I'm getting old. 20 years. That's a long time. But I used to love this movie as a kid. I used to run it all the time. And watching it now, it's like, is this even appropriate for children? I mean, this movie's got some pretty heavy stuff going on in it for a child, but it's a coming-of-age tale. Nick Stahl stars as Charlie, what the hell's his name? Charlie Nordstat. And he's trying to get into a boarding school because he can't stand living with his mother and his two half-sisters. And his mother's constantly getting married. She's been married like 5 times. You know, both of his half-sisters have different fathers, as well as he has a different father. None of the 3 children, and this takes place in 1968, people. This was way before Maury was a thing, okay? This was the summer of 68, which leads me to another thing. This kid is trying to study for an exam all through the summer. I mean, come on. It must be that bad living with these 3, you know, females if he's going to spend his whole summer studying. I mean, what a nerd. But no, seriously. He's trying to find someone to tutor him so that he can get into a boarding school so he can escape living with these crazy, crazy bitches. So he meets the freak of the town, played by Mel Gibson, Justin McLeod. Is it McLeod? I swear to God, it looks like it says McLeod. He doesn't look like a Highlander, though. But then again, he was in Braveheart, so... Anyway, that's besides the point. So, he's reluctant to teach Charles at first, because it's been 7 years he's been living in this beautiful house overlooking the bay. I mean, they're up in somewhere in Maine, and this has some beautiful scenery. Like towards the end, when the leaves start changing colors. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to go up to Maine and see my buddy Chris Ligori. I don't know what the hell his name is. He's constantly changing. I can't even remember Chris, I think that's his name. But his name on Facebook's Michael. I doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about The Man Without a Face. So over time, Charles and Mr. McLeod become very close, very good friends. He teaches him poetry, geometry. The funny thing is, at first, he just keeps having him dig these holes. And then he has him fill in the holes. So it's like, what the hell is the point of that? And then he wants him to write an essay, and the kid doesn't want to write an essay. It's like, well, what the fuck do you want to... Like, what are you doing here if you don't want to do what the teacher tells you? You know what I mean? So they slowly become best friends, and then that's when people start to find out what Charles is doing. He's talking to his friends, and he tells them how he got the scars. He got the scars at a car accident about 10 years prior, and a kid that he tutored back then, or one of his pupils, I should say, was killed in the car accident. So he's a recluse. He's been a recluse for the past 7 years. The grocery store stays open late just so that he can come in late and doesn't have to be around, you know, the other people in the town. Because it's a small town. You know how those small towns are. Everybody is up in everybody else's business, running their mouth, constantly spreading rumors. And then that's where this movie takes a turn for the worse. It's like they find out that Charles is going to see him, and they don't want to believe the true story, which is he's actually tutoring him so that he can get into this boarding school, because that's what he wants to do, because he thinks his father was in the Air Force, which later on you find out something other than that. But that's for you to find out by watching it, because I don't want to spoil everything. I just want to talk about, you know, the main stuff. But anyway, so everybody starts thinking that, hey, this boy's spending time with this man, and he's a recluse, and there's something weird about it. So obviously it's got to be sexual, right? Not the case. Not the case at all. But they're not willing to believe that. So it turns out they put a restraining order between the two of them. But he does get into the boarding school. Spoiler alert, I will spoil that for you. But yeah, if you haven't seen The Man Without a Face, this is definitely, you know, a hidden gem, a forgotten classic. You know, people don't talk about this movie. Another one that Mel Gibson was in back in the day that I don't hear anybody talk about was Forever Young. That was an excellent movie as well, and maybe one of these days I'll find that. But if you have seen The Man Without a Face, what did you think? I thought this movie was beautiful. I would give it an A-. There are a few things that keep me from giving it, like, you know, just some stuff. It's none of your business. Don't worry about it. Anyway, it's real late. It's real late. I just wanted to bang this out. That didn't sound right either. I'm gonna go to bed. So like the video, subscribe. Maybe I'll do it again. Who knows? No, I thought this stuff was supposed to get easier as you go along.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.